High on the hillsides, across wide open plains, and far out at sea, you will see them. Tall white towers with slow spinning blades, quietly turning wind into electricity. Wind turbines look simple from far away, but behind that clean sellout is an incredibly complex piece of engineering and an equally impressive construction process. So, how do they install a wind turbine? In this video, we are going to walk through the entire process, step by step, from emptying the field to a fully commissioned wind turbine. We'll look at how the site is prepared, how the foundation is built, how the tower and nacelle and the blades are installed, and what materials go into each major part. By the end, you will have a clear start to finish understanding of how these giants are put together. Let's begin at the very beginning, choosing where the wind turbine will stand. Before a single machine arrives on the site, there's a long planning phase. Engineers and developers start by studying wind resources for months and sometimes years. They measure wind speeds, directions, and patterns using met masts and remote sensing equipment. The goal is to find locations where the wind is strong and consistent enough to justify the investment. At the same time, they also consider the distance to the electrical grid, environmental impact, noise and visual impact on nearby communities, ground conditions, and accessibility for heavy equipment. Once a suitable site is selected, the layout of the wind farm is designed, where each turbine will stand, how far apart they'll be, and how electrical cables will run between them. When the permits, land agreements are designed and approved, the project moves from planning to construction. To build a wind turbine, you need to bring in some very large components, tower sections, blades up to 60 or even 80 meters long, and cranes that can lift over 100 tons. So the first physical work on site is often building access roads. Construction crews clear vegetation, level the ground, build gravel or compact dirt roads strong enough to support the heavy trucks and cranes. And next, they prepare the turbine pad, the flat area where the foundation will be poured and where the cranes will later stand to assemble the turbine. This involves grading and leveling the site, installing drainage if needed, marking out exact points where the turbine will be built. With the access and working area ready, it's time to start on the part that you won't see once the turbine is complete, and that's the foundation. Wind turbines are incredibly tall. That means huge forces at the base. It's not just the weight of the tower and the nacelle, also bending forces from the wind pushing on the blades. To resist all that, engineers design an enormous reinforced concrete foundation. First, a large circular excavation is dug. Once the hole is dug and checked, it's time to build the reinforcing skeleton that will give the foundation its strength. Inside the excavation, workers begin installing steel reinforcement known as rebar. At the center of the foundation, they place the anchor cage, a circular arrangement of huge anchor bolts. These bolts will eventually stick up above the foundation and hold the tower base flange. Now let's talk about the materials here. Concrete, a mix of cement, sand and gravel, and water, often designed for high strength and durability. Rebar is a steel chosen for its ability to handle tension forces and bond well with the concrete. Anchor bolts, these are the high steel rods, often meters long, embodied deep into the foundation. Concrete trucks arrive one after the other and pump delivers the wet concrete into the excavation. Once poured, the foundation must cure. Over the next few days, the concrete gains strength. And the most important part of the turbine, its base is now hidden below the ground, ready to support the tower. While the foundation is curing, something else is happening behind the scenes, and that's the logistics. The wind turbine manufacturer arranges delivery of tower sections, nacelle, hub and the blades, and loose components like the generators, transformers and cables. On the site, the components are placed in a staging area. They are set down on supports protected from the damage and arranged in order they'll be needed during assembly. The wind turbine tower is usually made from high strength structural steel plates rolled and welded into hollow tubes. Because the full tower is too tall and heavy to transport, it's split into sections. A large crane lifts the bottom tower section from the staging area and slowly swings it into the position over the foundation. Once the bottom is secured and aligned, the crane lifts the next tower selection. It is carefully placed on the top of the first, and crews bolt the flanges together from the inside. The same process repeats until the top section is in place. When complete, the tower stands tall and empty, ready to receive its machinery. Now we come to one of the most dramatic moments on the site, lifting the nacelle onto the tower. The nacelle is the heart of the turbine. It consists of a main shaft, a gearbox, generator and the yaw system, and other cooling, lubrication and control systems inside it. The main shaft is usually made from forged steel, and the gearbox usually uses the alloy steels for gears and shafts. The generator uses copper windings, steel laminations, and permanent magnets or electromagnets. The nacelle car is often a fiberglass or composite shell, which is light but weather resistant. Using a huge crawler crane, the nacelle is lifted from the ground to the top of the tower and sometimes over 100 meters in air. Once the nacelle is aligned with the tower top, workers guide it onto the tower flange, insert bolts and tighten them. Inside the tower, they connect the main cables that will carry electricity and signals. Rather than lifting each blade separately, many projects assemble the entire rotor on the ground. First, the hub is laid horizontally on special supports. The hub is large cast or fabricated metal components that connect the blades into the main shaft. The blade is made from composite materials, fiberglass reinforced with epoxy resin, sometimes carbon fiber in critical sections, a foam or a balsa wood core for stiffness with low weight, a tough outer gel coat to resist the UV and erosion. Technicians also connect the pitch mechanisms, the systems that allow each blade to rotate slightly along its axis to control how much the wind it captures. Once all three blades are installed, the rotor looks like a giant three-armed propeller resting on the ground. Now comes another spectacular lift, installing this rotor onto the nacelle. Lifting of the rotor can span over 100 meters and is not something you do in strong winds. The rotor is attached to the crane with multiple slings and lifting points. Carefully, the crane begins to hoist it upwards. As the rotor ascends, it is slowly turned so that the hub faces the front of the nacelle. Workers waiting on a platform at the front of the nacelle guide the hub into the position onto the main shaft or rotor bearing. Once aligned, bolts are inserted and tightened to secure the connection. Inside the nacelle, a web of cables connect the generators, sensors, and control units. At the bottom of the tower, the cables connect to a transformer. This device increases the voltage from the generator to a higher level suitable for transmission over longer distances. So that's how a wind turbine is installed step by step. From planning and site preparation to digging and pouring a massive foundation to assembling the tower, nacelle and the blades hundreds of meters in the air, to wiring, testing and finally watching those blades spin for the very first time. What looks simple structure on the horizon is actually the result of an advanced engineering, careful logistics and coordinated work of dozens of specialists. If you enjoyed this deep dive video into the wind turbine construction, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and comment below with the next how it works or how it is built topic you would like to see. Thanks for watching, and the next time you see a wind turbine in the distance, you will now exactly know what went into putting it there.